2016 South Asian Games, 2018 Asian Games, 11 ITF titles, Grand Slam qualifiers, and to the first round as well. Number one since 2013.
Yeah, 13 years.
Yeah, and you were like, you wanted to check the US life and everything, and now you're done with it. You want to come and stay in some village or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be a big fan of US. Like,
Did you ask something कि breakfast में क्या खाना चाहिए, lunch में क्या खाना चाहिए and all that?
Already पता नहीं कितने diets follow कर चुकी थी.
I had no idea about calories. In India, I mean, middle class families, who talks about calories?
Yeah, nobody.
Right.
रात में रोटी दाल चावल खा बेटा. What are you unwilling to compromise? What will you not compromise to reach the top?
Being unethical, something like doping or something.
Cricket after we were winning, my grandmother called and was like, at least you should have played cricket. You know, they're giving crores of money to the players. So what are you earning in tennis? Novak, Roger, and Rafa. All three.
There's one more.
Ankita and Sanya also. I used to look at them. No, but Zabardasti.
A thing you have done before but will not do again.
Pulling the chain in the train in another country.
You did that. Where?
There was an incident where I had zero ranking and I had no money. So I was asking, like, can someone support me? And they were like, you don't have any result. Like, how can we support you? Fair enough.
Do you have any superstitions when you play? Before match or what is it?
Try to avoid stepping on lines.
What I can say is for the clothes.
This has happened with me also.
With boys, it's fun.
With boys, it's fun.
Not here. I'm talking
Saja,
about
what are you
college.
saying?
What are you nervous about?
Fuck.
See, I love tennis because it says love all.
Love all, but don't love your opponent.
Yes. Wow. Hello and welcome to the Tuhin Show. Bengaluru is known for its weather, its food, its culture, and of course sport. There's one sport which kept Bengaluru busy last year, and that was tennis. There was World Tennis League, Billie Jean Cup, Davis Cup, and of course the 100K ITF. If we talk about tennis in Bengaluru, KSLTA, Karnataka State Lawn Tennis Association, is the one which is promoting the players all across India and giving them the international circuit. KSLTA, an icon of Bengaluru. This episode is in collaboration with KSLTA. Joining me today are two powerhouse players, two superstars of Indian women tennis. One of the brightest young stars in Indian tennis. She brings fresh energy, quiet confidence, and a big fighting spirit to the court. Every match she plays shows her love for the game. Her journey is just getting started and it's already inspiring. Ek naam jo gooj raha hai gali gali. She is Sahaja Yamalapalli. How are you doing?
Great. Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And a true role model and a proud force in Indian tennis. With years of hard work and determination behind her, she never stops giving her best. She plays with heart, courage, and incredible consistency. It's always special to watch her compete and represent India. Urti hai chidiya, tota aur maina, flying the Indian flag high. Welcome, Ankita Raina.
Thank you.
Hey, my poetry is good, na?
Yeah, I like the intro.
You like the intro?
Gali Gali Yamla.
And Maina and Ankita Raina.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you
How's-
for having us for this opportunity.
How's the morning treating you guys?
Great.
What's the usual breakfast like?
The usual breakfast, I think for most of us it's the same, I would say. For me it's like fruits, cereal, eggs, toast. And since we are traveling, I think that's what you get most of the hotels, right? Yeah.
That's the usual breakfast for me too. But since we are in Bangalore, I'm getting tempted by the dosas, the South Indian style breakfast. So every day I've been eating podi dosa at the hotel. So
Oh wow, every day.
every day.
Not bad at all. But tell me, you've been in KSLTA, back-to-back association has been, the stadium has been busy. How is it playing in KSLTA?
It's amazing. For me, it goes back to, I've played my junior matches here under 14, under 16. And then the latest memories of playing the Billie Jean King Cup last year. It was the World Group playoffs for us, and only the second time we've qualified for that, and it was first time hosted in India, the World Group playoffs. So it was, I think, can't think of a better venue, a better place to be hosted, and yeah, for me, it feels home.
Like she said, Bangalore is also like my home because I was based in Bangalore for a couple of years playing tennis. So it's always great coming back here. The stadium, the courts, the people, the hospitality, I just enjoy every moment here. So always look forward to any tournament happening here.
But yeah, the hospitality is great. I mean, even the players from outside, the foreign players, they said that this is the tournament. They actually said the tournament improved this year, and they also love coming back here.
It was a busy start to 2026, but how is 2026 looking right now?
I would say that, it was a bit slow for me the first 2-3 weeks. But then, I won the doubles title last week in Pune, and this week in Bangalore as well. Made it to the finals. A little bit disappointed because it would have been great to have the title at home. Still, 2 weeks back-to-back finals. So, yeah.
Not bad so far. I had a good start, but in the middle I got sick. And then, I wasn't happy about that. But yeah, it's not bad. Compared to last year also, I had a way better start than this. But previous years, I used to not have a good start. So I'm happy. At least it's not a bad start. Yeah.
A lot of people are looking 2026 as a very positive sign.
Yeah.
2025 was okay, or it was a downer?
It was okay for me. I wouldn't say it was a
Okay.
down up, but not bad.
For me, I would say it was not probably one of the best in terms of, like results and stuff, but that's how sports life is, and even, life outside, you have ups and downs, but you try to stay in the process and keep going.
Okay, I'm going to ask you, Ankita. So WTA 125, 2016 South Asian Games, 2018 Asian Games, 11 ITF titles, Grand Slam qualifiers, and to the first round as well. Number one since 2018.
No, 2013
2013.
until last year, May.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number one since 2013.
Yeah, 13 years.
Wow. So, pressure or motivation?
No, God has just been kind. I will say I feel blessed, and it would not have been possible without the support of my family, my coach, my whole team, and sponsors, of course, getting the right support at the right time. I think all of this just coming together, I just feel grateful that I've been in this position, and my dream coming true to play for India, win for India, play at the Olympics with Sania. So, yeah.
So, who pushed you into tennis?
So my mom has always been a sports enthusiast. She herself played a bit of athletics and table tennis in college, and I have an older brother, so he started playing tennis first, and I just followed.
Nice. Saja, talking about you, won Southland Conference Women's Tennis Student Athlete of the Year 2018, 2019, 21 for being top in studies and sports both. And you have studied food science and nutrition. How are you so good in both? How did you balance the both?
I was always good in studies. I wouldn't say I was always good in sport, but as growing up, I wasn't that good. But I don't know, it's just, I had that fire to get better, improve, and always represent India. And to be at this level, I always had that desire in me. I think that's what got me better in college also, because like I said, in juniors, like I had no ranking, I had no exposure into tournaments. So college was a stage that transformed me into a player that I am today, for sure. My father was a teacher, so he used to guide me a lot on time management and how to balance both at the same time. So I'm grateful to have that, guidance from him, because not everyone has that knowledge also. So yeah, I think that's what shaped me as a player I am today.
But then from intercollegiate to turning pro, and when we were talking, you were like, initially I was not happy, but mentally I was there.
Yeah, like I was never a player who you would look at and say that, oh, she's gonna be, something great, or she's gonna do this, that. Everyone told me I was never gonna be a professional player. 90% of the people told me I wasn't good enough. But mentally, something in me was always like, no, I want to be. That's what my dream was.
करके दिखाऊंगी मैं.
Yeah, and then I just kept playing and never thought about the results. It was like, okay, one day I want to play pro. Even in college,
Right.
I always looked at every day as, that's what my goal is. I'm just gonna keep playing, keep improving, and then I don't know, it just happened. I guess mentally, if you have that desire, nothing can stop it.
So who's strict for you? Your parents or your coaches?
My parents were always easy, they're chill, because I always did the right thing. I felt, I don't know, being a single child, like I always had
देखते
the
हैं कहाँ तक जाएगी.
responsibility.
Let's see.
She looks like a good kid. She is a good kid, I would say. I mean, as far as
I always
interacted.
took that responsibility because my parents worked so hard coming from a lower middle class family with no money to play tennis. I always had that in me that, okay, I have to make my parents proud. This is on me. I'm the only one that can do it, right? Yeah, that's what I think kept me going also.
Nice. So since you have studied food and nutrition, diet and nutrition, do people come to you, take advice, tell us something about diet, or do they even know that you have studied this?
Some, I think many in Hyderabad, many people know. The young kids, they sometimes come and ask because they all know. But now I am in a position to give them advice, but definitely not when I was in college, because I used to eat a lot of bad stuff. So, I wouldn't suggest them now, but back then I wouldn't be able to suggest. But now, yeah, I'm in a position to help them.
Did you know this? She has studied diet and nutrition.
I got to know it, at some point. Yeah.
Did you ask something कि breakfast में क्या खाना चाहिए, lunch में क्या खाना चाहिए and all that?
Already, पता नहीं कितने diets follow कर चुकी थी.
She already has the experience herself.
So yeah.
I used to be 15 to 20 kilos more
She just
in
told
college.
me.
Okay.
I was just telling her that story where when I first went to US, I couldn't eat their food at all. I never had pasta at house.
Right.
Even bread I'm not used.
Huh.
And then suddenly going to US, everything was a shock to me. So all I used to eat was sweets.
Ah.
Because that's the flavor I could
Because
recognize.
she could only, that was the familiar taste she
Right.
could.
Right.
I would go to my 8 a.m. class with a M&M packet and a Hershey's packet in my hand. That's my breakfast. After eating eggs, I would eat that in class.
Okay.
And that is like 15-20 kilos more. I was struggling on code big time. I couldn't move.
But who pulled you down then in your weight?
I myself, because I was studying nutrition, right? So gradually I kept learning things. I had no idea about calories. In India, I mean, middle class families, who talks about calories?
Yeah, nobody.
Right?
रात में रोटी दाल चावल खा बेटा.
Exactly. So I had no idea and I just kept eating. 2 years I struggled with food. There were times where I would eat like ice cream box, a chips packet, a chocolate, all at once in 30 minutes.
And you too grew up in Ahmedabad and then Pune. You're surrounded with food.
I'm a
All the
huge
time.
foodie and I'm a Kashmiri Pandit. So the cuisine, I mean, from that point also, and then from Ahmedabad, Gujarat as well, like pura khana. And yeah, I have been a huge foodie growing up as a kid. ऐसा होता था कि पैर बाहर नहीं, चाहे घर पे खा के ही निकली हूँ, पैर बाहर नहीं रखा होता है, and I would be like भूख लगी, and then my father used to be like तुम्हें आँखों की भूख है because बाहर का वो देख के. But then obviously there was a point where I started following diet and nutrition because to start playing elite and professionally. So yeah, that is one of the sacrifices had to be made. But yeah, no regrets about that.
Nice. Some sacrifices should be like that, right?
I mean, even what Sahaja mentioned, we're laughing about it, but she was eating that because she couldn't, there was nothing else for her to eat. And
Okay.
she was continuously hungry. That's what she just told me. And
I was
that's so
bored,
tough.
I was
You're away
homesick.
from
Yeah.
family, you're away from home, you don't have anyone around, and क्या खाना है? So 2 महीने में how can you put 15 kilos back?
Yeah.
I was young, I was 16, so I had no idea, you know.
Yeah, and you were like, you wanted to check the US life and everything, and now you're done with it. You want to come and stay in some village or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be a big fan of US. Like, this is where I want to live. I want to move
and
to
eat
US.
proper food in India now.
Yeah, now I just can't. I just can't leave the idli dosa.
Yeah.
Just the people, you know, always there's noise, sound. I just love living, you know, this life.
But now tell me, ITF. ITF is a stepping stone for everyone. How important is playing in ITF? And you have done it all. You have been to WTA circuits as well, reached Grand Slam. What is the role of ITF?
I mean, you know, we are getting all these opportunities in India. Normally ऐसा होता है, you have to travel 25 to 30 weeks in a year to keep your ranking, because ranking goes live 52 weeks. So अगर आप एक week भी नहीं खेलते हैं, you're basically not giving yourself the opportunity to climb in the rankings. So these ITF tournaments happen all over the world, you know, throughout the year. Even like there are weeks in a year where in 1 week there are 4 or 5 tournaments across the globe. So that's what we had in Bengaluru in KSLTA, and it gives you opportunity to improve your ranking, world ranking, and with the rankings you then, you know, qualify for the Grand Slams and various other events.
What do you say? ITF, 4 ITF titles for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's where you need to start, right? To get your ranking up. ITF is like the foundation that you have to build. And you always keep playing ITFs unless you're like top 50 or something, then you don't come down. But even top 50 to 100 players, they play ITFs, you know, bigger ones like 100K, like that
Right.
happened in Bengaluru. So, yeah, it's important to do well in these in order to keep your rankings up.
So what is the goal for 2026? Where do you have to go in 2026?
I want to see myself playing a Grand Slam.
Okay. What about you?
I want to get my rankings to top 300, and basically I've played the slams, so get back there.
You're 160 right now, right?
That's my career high.
Okay.
That's not the current ranking. Yeah.
What is the current ranking?
In singles it's 650 and doubles it's 160.
160.
Yeah,
Yeah, in doubles it's 160.
right now. But it's been the best ranking in singles, so probably you got that.
Your best ranking was 93
In doubles.
in doubles.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I love tennis because it says love all.
Love all, but don't love your opponent.
Yes. Wow. What made you take up tennis?
My father, because he also is a sports enthusiast. He used to play a lot of sports growing up, but tennis was something like he absolutely loved. But he never got to play because tennis is an expensive sport, especially back then, even more expensive. So he used to watch Steffi Graf and all at that time. And some reason he just wanted me to play a sport, and I loved playing games. And as a girl in India, you know, everyone wants you to do a certain thing. They don't want you to be unique, different, right? But my dad wanted me to have a unique life. So he was like, you know, you should play sports and all that. And then I just picked up tennis. I used to watch a lot with him, and I was like, this is what I want to play.
Was he strict like King Richard?
No.
No?
So far from that. He's like soft, and so I have to tell him like, maybe dad, you should get mad at me sometimes.
Yeah.
Then maybe I will move faster, you know. But yeah.
What made you take up tennis?
My mother, like I mentioned, she was a sports enthusiast, and tennis was basically in Ahmedabad, right behind our house. We had tennis academy, tennis courts. So that's how we got into tennis. And I have an older brother. He started playing first, and I was just 4 years old. So my mom used to take me. I would like hang around. But I think even like when I, you know, look back, sometimes we come from a humble background, and I think my mother, like I mentioned, she played in college. think there was this one incident where she had an opportunity to go and participate in some tournament. And while she was in college, she used to live with her maternal uncle, and so she didn't get that opportunity because she was with her maternal uncle for studies, and he didn't, allow her. You know how it was back then. So I think kahin wo unke man mein tha that I want my kids to play sports and to compete or to play for India. Obviously, she didn't think that far, but to give that opportunity.
So tennis has become more like a luxury game, right? What is the impact you see in India with respect to tennis?
I think it's been, I would say, a luxury game because its racket is expensive. Then you need all the gear. It's not like you can just play it anywhere या घर पे खेल लिया. But it's changed so much in India, obviously owing to our legend players who have contributed so much, whether it's Sania, Rohan, Leander, Mahesh, all of them, doing what they've done for the country. So I think that has definitely.
So और ज़्यादा academies आ गई हैं और लोग train कर रहे हैं basically.
Yeah.
Reaching the grassroots level more than what it was before, I think. Definitely.
And also, I think now we are getting more support, whether that's government, and I got support from Gujarat Government Sports Authority of Gujarat. So now we are getting from Sports Ministry, and also I think that more and more corporates should also get involved. And like we are seeing here, we have KBB Trust, who are having this event consistently, the ITF event for women. So that's definitely helping.
How do you see men versus women in India?
Well, it's completely different.
I mean, initially, obviously, it was more boys playing the sport, जो कह सकते culturally था, girls उतना खेलती नहीं थी. So उस हिसाब से I think events, also there were more events for them. But obviously that has changed now, we've seen that we are getting so much more support. We are having so many events. Women are doing great. The women's cricket team, or whether it's weightlifters or the boxers or badminton,
There's a good exposure which has been given to them as well.
Yeah, now, I mean, it's a great time for female athletes.
What does it take to be on the world stage? Do you have to train well? Do you have to train abroad? What does it require to be on the world stage?
I think first you need to have a great team around you. Depends, doesn't matter foreign or Indians, doesn't matter, but someone who has that determination, okay, like we want to do this, take this player somewhere up. I think that's where it starts. And then, of course, the support of the country, associations helping players, doing a lot of tournaments, giving them exposure, all this will definitely help.
I feel you have to be consistent. First, it's you, the player, and then everything coming together, having the right opportunities and the right support at the right time. And like she said, you need a great team and great family support.
Initially, what you require is a family support, right? Every time this happens, बचपन में माँ बाप जा रहे हैं बच्चे के साथ कोर्ट में बैठ रहे हैं, they're pushing them to play the sport. You have to take a call somewhere, talking about team, you have to take a call somewhere that somebody in the team is not working properly. This has happened with you? Or your team has always been nice?
I mean, major part of my journey, yes. But obviously there have been instances. And then you try to find solutions, you work around it.
But to be successful, do you have to reach Grand Slams, or international circuits are good enough? You're playing in international circuits, not making it to Grand Slam, it's okay. But to be consistent on the world map, is it okay to keep playing the open formats, or you have to hit Grand Slam?
I believe once you start, playing professional, that's where you want to be.
Right. That's the ultimate goal.
Yeah. And then you try moving towards it to try and achieve it.
When you win the prize money, do you have to pay tax to the government?
Yeah.
Most of the countries, yeah.
In India, you have to pay what 30%, right?
No.
10% for Indians.
10%. Okay.
Indian players, and for foreigners, it's I think 20. 20,
Okay.
yeah. I'm not wrong.
What is stopping us? Is it the mental block or some training is required there?
I mean, in my experience, I would say, like I mentioned, it's the right support at the right time, but also being persistent and keeping at it, because I feel tennis is a very challenging sport in terms
It
of,
is.
you're traveling throughout the year, week in, week out, and then wins and losses, all these trying to be balanced.
What do you say about that?
I think first
What
it
is-
depends on the player to player, right? But for me, it's just I haven't had the chance to have the proper team, like a team that's consistent with
Okay.
you, right? If you have that consistent team, okay, you're losing now, but maybe they know, okay, you keep improving, make changes, and then one day you're gonna get the result because you're working at it, you're going towards it. But if you don't have that right support, it's hard to make it on your own. That's what hurt me before, so which is different now. But like all these years that I've been just up and down, but it's just that right support. Like
But how much support do you get from the sponsors and from the authorities?
Financially also, it's it's very burdening.
Yeah.
Tennis is an expensive
Right.
sport. So I feel having constant support from the sponsors also, that's why, I said that for me, Gujarat government has been there, and then also like the oil companies, I'm employed with ONGC. So, it takes a bit off, because in sports, आज performance है, कल नहीं है, परसों again है. So, you need it constantly, not to have that in your mind.
I think that's what differs from player to player. Like one player has a lot of support, but the other one doesn't. It depends on even I mean they say that okay, your ranking, you keep improving your ranking, someone will support you. But then there was an incident where I had 0 ranking and I had no money. So I was asking like, can someone support me? And they were like, you don't have any result, like how can we support you? Fair enough. I win a 15K. So I goes, and this is where it's like, I want an ITF title, can you support me now? Because that's like the beginning of my journey. And then they were like, oh, you just won a 15. Why not win 25? Like, win a bigger one. I was like, okay, I win a 25. And then they're like, oh, that's it? You still like, you're only winning 25s. Like, when are you going to go up? Like, this is what my life has been. Like, always looking for support, always. Like, there hasn't been a stage where I'm like financially stable to have everyone around me that can take me to the high level. But that's what is so tough in this country.
यहाँ पे authorities कितना support करती है?
Like now we got the support of Sports Authority of India because of Asian Games coming up. But previous years, no. But I mean, even that is like, how much is enough, right? Okay, they're going to support, they will say they'll support, but they'll give you only certain amount of money. After that, you're always trying to go for another company, asking people like, and not many want to come forward to support tennis players, right?
What is your story? Is it the same story?
I've experienced that in some stages, the winning part, and then coach will say or family will say कि you become India number 1, and then I say for me, obviously, thankfully, like I said, when I became India number 1, I got the right support at the right time. That's why I said, because I had this it was not planned, but a brief meeting with Modi sir, who was then the Chief Minister of Gujarat. And I told him that I'm the only player from Gujarat who's become number one in tennis now, female. And I will need more support because I have to travel more internationally. And I think within 2-3 months, the scheme, it's called Shakti Dut Yojana, they're still continuing it since then. Obviously, then they, upgraded with taking more athletes at various grassroots levels. See, I feel the scenario is changing. We have so many now, you know, young players coming, Sahaja, Vaishnavi, Srivalli, all of them. So I feel that we are getting better support.
Okay, so on that, I'll ask a straightforward question. Why foreign players are doing better than us? Are they getting better support from their countries?
Sports has been part of their life, you know, of their culture, of their society. It's nothing new for them. If you see, even senior citizens will be playing some sport or some tennis. So it's not difficult to get sponsors or organize an event. And then I also feel that they're more mature or they mature earlier than us. For Indians, in my experience, I see that, you know, we mature around 25 and that age. It's also when I got the medal at the Asian Games in singles, the singles bronze medal. So I feel it's just that. That's why I also feel that, you know, persistence, you have to continue regardless of the failures and keep improving, try to stay in the process.
You've been in the US, you've trained with so many people. You have also defeated #1 US player.
Stephens.
Yeah. How was that? And when you see, where are we standing mentally and physically?
I think, definitely getting that win was amazing feeling because just even playing her also, I never imagined. But I was just like, this is the opportunity, you know, I have to show my game. And I thought she was gonna, you know, try to intimidate me and all that. But she was very nice. She was, you know, being the, like, even at the net, like I told her it's an honor to play you. And she was very nice about it. But I think in US, like, there are tournaments week in, week out. They never go outside of US. Only few players, they travel outside.
Okay.
But many of them, they don't have to go out. And they can just travel around US, get points and get their rankings. And it's that exposure is easy to get. And tennis is everywhere there, right? And everyone is, I think, like I would say qualified. Most of them are qualified to teach someone, you know, most of them are very qualified to teach player to go to higher level. In India, there are, but it's not everywhere. Like, it's not that accessible.
Right.
That's the difference also. And we have to go outside India always to play tournaments, unless, we have few tournaments that are good, but it's not enough also. You have to play like 25, 26 every year. And we have 5 to 6 in India.
So when you ask that question about what do you think, you know, the difference is for us to go there, it's also this one because, like I said, financially, you know, like she mentioned, even in Australia or other countries, Europe and US, they have more events. So the thing is, player they don't mostly travel until they get to like 200 or 300 world ranking, and then they travel. So now, like, we are having these events, we are very happy and grateful for that.
So बीच में मन नहीं करता ये क्रिकेट खेल लेते हैं.
Team sport hai.
Yeah, but after women's cricket, after winning, my grandmother called and was like, at least you should have played cricket. You know,
See?
they're giving crores of money to the players. What are
Yeah.
you earning in tennis?
They are winning, they're getting crores of money. Of course, they had their own struggle.
They also had
The-
their journey, I would say, yeah. They also took that time to get there. But I think ho raha hai, hamare liye bhi it's changing, you know. We got to the World Group playoffs. It's a huge thing. I don't know how much people know about it in India, but it was almost like, I would say, similar to what they achieved, the women's cricket
What's
team.
the biggest thing you have received from the government after winning something? Hey, you won only ITFs.
I don't have.
That's what people do. You're just India #1, but then आप कर क्या रहे हो? किया है मैंने, BCom भी किया है.
हाँ, वो मेरे साथ भी होता था ना. अच्छा, रेडियो में काम करते हो, पर करते क्या हो? What's the biggest thing you've received from the authorities or the government?
They don't give anything if you win ITS. Like, you're right, where she has earned more because she has played
What
Asian
have
You
you
mean in
received?
terms of
Like awards?
felicitation award?
The felicitation or the
I've
reward.
been awarded the Arjuna Award, the best.
Yes,
series.
of course.
Yeah. When I won the Asian Games singles bronze medal, I was awarded by Sports Authority of Gujarat government. Yeah, 50 lakhs, I think that was. So they have various, like all the, I think, state governments they have, and then the sports ministry will also have, if you have a bronze medal, silver medal, gold medal. So that's what I'm saying. Jo achhi cheezein ho rahi hai, these are the things that's changing. So that's good.
What are you unwilling to compromise? What will you not compromise to reach the top?
Being unethical, like that's what you mean? Is that your question?
No, it could be anything. It could be being unethical or food or whatever.
Yeah, something like doping or something.
Okay.
Work ethic.
Okay.
Because there are so many times you lose a lot and it can be
Most
very
of
tough.
the times we are losing.
Yeah, and then next day you like, man, like I'm losing so much. Like, what's the point? Like those thoughts can come in, but you don't want to, go into that and then not do your work because it's a process after all.
Right.
Maybe next week you can win.
It's too early for you. You're all of 25, right? Yeah, it's too early for you to decide, okay, this is not happening, let's do something. But you have done it all. You have seen 11 titles in ITF. You have the WTA titles in your kitty. 1 doubles, 1 singles, right?
In WTA? Those are 2 in doubles, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 11 singles titles and I don't know,
Yes.
34 doubles titles.
तो कभी दिमाग में आया कि छोड़ो यार अभी हो गया.
बहुत बार आया. हारते ही तो I think probably in early 20s या जो वो transition period होता है from juniors to seniors.
हाँ.
That time, almost every time when I lost. you
Let's
get
go do
that.
some job.
No job. I'm not made for that. I believe that something outdoor. But yeah, coming back to what you asked, initially वो thought आता ही है, because you put in so much, not just you, your family, there's so many sacrifices. Your team is working behind the scenes, जो कभी पता नहीं चलता है. But yeah, then I think the family support, the team support, it keeps you going.
See, in tennis, of course, physical fitness is there, but there has to be mental fitness as well. That's the biggest thing we have seen. The biggest of the players losing. They're reaching towards the final, the ultimate goal, but they're losing it because of the mental pressure. It happens with Zverev, it happens a lot with Medvedev. You have played with Medvedev, right? You were in the same team. And Kyrgios, you were in Kyrgios team. Yeah. So all these guys are losing it in the end. Something or the other is hitting them and then mental balance goes. How important and how do you maintain that mental strength, that mental health at that time?
I feel mental strength and mental fitness, not just in sports, you need in life also. And
Right.
I think nowadays people are missing it. But it's just that we are in sports, we are athletes, we are out there, we are entertainers, whatever you want to call. So for us, you people, everyone can see it. For normal people, you can't see. If we go to people's houses, then probably, it's normal. But I would say that discipline is one thing, that helps you to have that control, being balanced in life. And actually sports teaches you that. It can happen with anyone. It's not like Nick or Zverev or one of us, but it's for us, it's just that we get to know and then we have to work on it. We work on it because it's also our profession. So it's what the difference is. For normal people, probably, they don't realize it, they're not aware about it.
What's the toughest mental battle you have fought on?
I would say it was at the Asian Games in Indonesia, because also the conditions were tough. It was really hot, humid, and it was the stage I wanted to be at, winning a medal for India was always a dream. And I think initially when the draw came out, I did have a strong opponent probably in the quarterfinals, but which I didn't know about, my coach, and they had seen it. But then I think something changed, and also I was trying to take it match by match, and I felt that just having that mindset somewhere, just focusing on that and not thinking about the other things, sort of helped to get that performance.
What about you? Have you?
I feel every week like there's a different battle that you have to face and you learn different things about yourself. But for me, toughest battle I would say was my first ever college match.
Okay.
As a freshman, I had no idea how a college match would be, right? And so to win, you have to win 4 singles matches. And 3 were done. We won 3, they won 3. So it was a deciding match and I was on court, the deciding. And in college, what happens is all the teams, like they line up next to you on the next court. So you feel like everyone's like on top. And deciding tiebreak, I was 2-9 down.
2-9.
2-9,
Okay.
and I came back to win the match, and
Oh,
I
wow.
was like, I completely zoned out. I'm like, I have to win this. Like my first college match, and everyone's
Yeah.
depending on me, right? And I won, and my teammates like ran and they lifted me there, and it was tough, but also after it was over, like it was the best moment ever.
That's what Baba Djokovic does, no? It's all here. It's all
It's all
here.
here, yeah.
Yeah. I think there are many incidents. There are also like when we played the Billie Jean King Cup in 2020 during the COVID time in Dubai, and that's the first time we qualified, and Sania was also there. She came back after her pregnancy, and I think the last match we were playing against Indonesia. So the first singles we lost, and then I went on to play the second one. Won that, so then it was 1-1, and I remember before going on for that singles, I told our captain, I was like, sir, I'm gonna get this. Like there was no second thought, because it was the deciding match for us to get to the World Group playoffs, and we had never been there. And won that match. It was 1-all, and then Sania and me, we went for the doubles, the decider, and yeah, we did it. I think I still remember. I couldn't believe, like, I went when all the teammates and everyone came running on court, and I literally asked one of the other players, Rituja, I was like, did we really qualify? Yeah, and this was during COVID, like it was just starting.
It's like that Pakistani meme, na? Meri selection ho gayi hai. Selection ho gayi hai meri. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen.
मेरी सिलेक्शन हो गई है हाँ मेरी सिलेक्शन हो गई है
It's a very simple question. So when we talk about Indian players, we also say ki physically probably we are not that fit, mentally we are more fit, things like that. So what do you think? What are Indians good at? And what can we work on? Are we technical more, tactical more, physical more, or is it the system? What do you think Indians are good at?
I think seeing our results, we have so many good players we've had in doubles. So I think that's probably the skills bit, because we've had so many of us at the highest level in doubles. Also had some in singles, like Sania was also top 13 singles. So yeah, I would say that.
What do you
The
think?
skill set also, I was gonna say. I think it's the skill set, definitely.
So we are tactical more basically.
Leander had amazing volleys, so that comes under technical. So tactical and technical, I think.
I
And also the
definitely
legend.
feel that they have more advantage physically. They are stronger. But then again, I feel mentally, in my opinion, I think we are more gritty.
Okay.
Yeah. Like you said, Leander, that reminds me of some of his, Davis Cup matches. So when you see those,
So he would just kill the ball at the net.
yeah. If I think like that, even for me during when we are playing the team event, basically the Billie Jean King Cup, when I'm out there representing the country, I mean at other times also, but then still because this is a team event, I've got my best results, my best tennises when I'm out there playing for the flag.
Okay, so this is another technical question that last year All Indian Tennis Association, they hosted somewhere around 900 tournaments. But if you see France and Spain, they have hosted 18,000 and 15,000 matches. So do we have to organize more tournaments in India?
Yeah, we have to organize. That's what even she mentioned earlier. And like I said, it takes off the financial burden and gives you more opportunities at home in home conditions. Yeah. I mean,
Much better.
you're not traveling 20 weeks, right?
Right.
And then playing in your conditions. ऐसा नहीं है कि आप यूके में खेल रहे हैं, बाहर 8 डिग्री है, या फ्रांस में खेल रहे हैं 8 डिग्रीज और अंदर भी 8 डिग्रीज ही है, तो definitely makes, I would say, makes a difference.
Where do you like playing the most? Which part of the world do you like playing the most?
India. India for sure, yeah. Apart from India, I would say for me, Australia, Thailand,
US, Thailand.
What is good about those places?
food. Australia, where you get Indian food. Conditions, I think for me personally, because you've grown up in hot conditions or humid conditions, and also how the court plays.
What about you?
I like playing in US because in US there's this thing where people host players. So every week if you're traveling, you get to stay with the host families. You don't have to stay at hotels. So you can save up a lot of costs. And you can meet some really nice people, very generous, very sweet, and you never feel like you're outside playing tournaments. You always feel at home. They take care of you. I like that hospitality there.
Nice.
Besides India, that's where I get most hospitality, I feel.
That's true. I've met some amazing families in Australia, Japan, Belgium, US, UK, and still in touch with them. I've hosted
nice.
them at home.
Okay,
Oh wow.
So yeah.
nice.
I didn't know other countries do that. Japanese host there.
So
Indians.
when there was tournament, and they were informed that Indian players are participating in this tournament, so that Indian community was informed, and then they came to support, watch.
Okay.
One of the Gujarati families came, so they got chai and
Oh, wow.
snacks and everything.
Where was this?
In Japan.
In Japan.
In Kofu. There's a
Ah.
place called Kofu. Yeah. So
Nice.
yeah, it's makes you feel home, right, when you're traveling so many weeks.
If you had to change one thing about the Indian tennis ecosystem for young players, what would that be? What would you change?
I think definitely try to educate them more when they're younger, give them more exposure through tournaments, and I think they do have less exposure, I feel, especially the younger ones at when they're 14, 15, 16. I've definitely tried to, do camps and try to get them more knowledge, about how the professional tour is and all that, because I feel that is not there in our country. Many players don't know. The parents also, they have no idea how it's going to be. So I think that's where I would start, definitely. Yeah.
What would you say?
For me, the atmosphere and giving them the right support from the grassroots level, and teaching them, taking wins and losses, trying to ingrain in them that from a young age. Because again, when you asked what's the difference between those players and us, I feel at times I feel they are maybe more fearless, but then again, maybe it comes from how you are brought up and things like that, to be more carefree. So I would say that, yeah.
Nice. What is the diet like as a tennis player? You have to run a lot, you have to sweat a lot. What is the diet like? What is your breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Eggs.
Eggs.
And then some carbs like bread.
Okay.
And then you'd eat some fruit.
Okay.
And some people like to drink some juices and something that's their personal choice. But that's what I would do. Eat nuts, eggs, bread, and some fat, like you could do avocado and all that. And then some fruits. That I would tell it.
What's your lunch?
Some chicken, rice, and some grilled veggies.
Okay. Dinner?
Some pasta and maybe some fish. And again, some veggies.
And what time is the dinner?
Depends. I mean, when you finish your training and if you're done for the day, depends. Maybe 7:30 would be ideal to eat. Or
Okay.
if you just finish training like at 5, then you should eat by 6.
Right. So you're too hungry after that training.
Yeah, you just have to know how to time it properly also.
What about you? What is your breakfast, lunch, dinner?
The timing is the most important thing with food. It makes a huge difference because, you know, when you're eating and then say jo raat ka khana especially, and then when you're gonna sleep, because number one is sleep and then food. And it's similar. Basically, every meal should have carbs, proteins, and fiber, and then it depends where you are. For me,
Okay.
majorly, if I'm at home or I'm in India, I want to have the local food, the regional food, or the home cooked food. After so many years, I've got to the point where I don't want to eat restaurant food. Remember, मैं
Okay.
पैर
हाँ.
बाहर रखते ही बाहर का खाना खाना था. But yeah, so
बाहर का खाना
it's
खाना ही
a
नहीं है.
challenge, yeah, struggle. I mean,
तो जब ट्रैवल करते हो तब क्या करते हो?
वही करना पड़ता है. But then, you know, wherever, like she said, family है, कोई है. So I would, if it's possible and convenient, I would try to have home cooked food. When I'm back home, someone wants to meet या बोलते हम मिलते हैं या invite करते हैं, I'm like please घर पे बुलाइए, बाहर नहीं खाना है मुझे, please. That's the only one condition.
So if you see these two are traveling, please call them at your place because they prefer home cooked food. There has to be carb, there has to be protein, and veggies along with that.
Home cooked.
Home
As
cooked.
long as it's home cooked.
What happened? You were in Kyrgios team. What happened in that team? Was there fun? Was there dancing? Was there partying?
There was partying after the league, which we don't know about.
Or you didn't party with Kyrgios?
No, I mean, I think he went to party after the league got over. But obviously, when he's around, it's fun. We have a banter. Yeah, I think on the circuit, yes, I would say that, you know, I mostly feel players are like with their teams and with their own people who are traveling with them. So yeah, it's a mix. Some are very relaxed and joke, but then I also see a lot of them being quiet and reserved or serious. So we don't know, maybe they are.
Talk about quiet and reserve. You were in Medvedev's team. How's it working, playing with him and being with him?
I mean, it's great to be around him, but no, like there are no jokes in our team.
No-
Like
no
we're all
jokes?
very too serious. Yeah, all
Okay.
three of us like we're quiet, reserved, just doing our work and just getting ready for the match. Even though it's entertainment, you know, the league, but everyone was too serious.
And you were playing cards with him. You were
Yeah,
telling me
even
the
that
story.
was like everyone wants to win. There's no, you know, fun. But there's one thing that happened in Billie Jean in Pune. I still remember it. So our captain, he wanted to do the hurdle after practice, like we were ready to go. And then we put our hands there, and then we were like, okay, what do we do now? And then he says, okay, I'm gonna ask how is the Josh. Apparently it's from the movie, which I had no clue about.
Yeah.
And I was like, what should I answer, sir? and then everyone was like laughing. I had no idea. And then I was like, hi, of course. And then I was like, oh wow. But it was like, it's a joke that I, always try to not forget.
But mostly tennis is individual, right? Only like that 1 week in a year we are there as a team, so we do have some fun.
With boys, it's fun. But, girls,
Boys, it's fun.
I've seen like how boys teams are. Even in college, girls teams are like opposite. They fight, there's drama, but guys teams like They fight and then they go.
But there
get
are
a
fights
beer.
also. There are cat fights amongst the players.
Not here. I'm talking
Saja,
about
what do you
college.
say?
I'm talking about college.
No, I'm joking. But that's how it is all across the world.
Yeah.
No, like boys, men, they are more, I think,
Chill.
relaxed.
They fight and they go get a beer and it's so good. They forget.
What's one thing you want to tell girls who want to pick up tennis in India?
Follow your heart, follow your inner voice.
Keep working hard, and if someone tells you you can't do it, don't listen. You know, if you have the desire to do it, no matter how or what level you're at or what condition you're at, don't get bothered by it. Just keep going, and things will work out themselves if you have the right mindset.
Nice. We'll move on to a rapid fire now. Okay. Okay, turn. What are you nervous about? It's
I'm
only
not nervous. I don't know if I'm gonna answer quickly, but
okay. Singles or doubles?
singles?
Singles, उसमें भी तो rank बढ़ानी है. Doubles में there's a good ranking.
इसीलिए.
इसीलिए. In Grand Slam, doubles with Indian or foreign player?
Indian.
Okay, mixed double partner you want to be?
Indian or foreigner?
Anyone?
Yuki. I've played with Yuki.
Okay, Yuki Bhamri. Hard, grass, clay, turf. Put them in order.
Grass, hard, clay,
And turf.
and carpet, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Top 3 players you idolize?
Serena, Nadal, and Sania.
Volley or baseline?
Volley.
Top service speed?
It's been a long time since I've checked the speed, but what I remember was 164.
164, not bad. A thing you have done before but will not do again.
Pulling the chain in the train in another country.
You did that?
Yeah.
Where? Which
In
country?
Morocco when I was 16.
Why?
Some guts I had. I was like, in India, so okay, you miss the station, you go and pull the chain and ruk jati hai train, and then you get down and you just walk to the platform.
Fine लगता है, you can be jailed also in India.
Yeah, but when you're a kid, you see, I traveled in train and that was
So
very
what happened in
common, but
Morocco
anyways.
then when you pulled the chain?
I was traveling alone with another Indian player and we missed the station. So,
Pulled the chain. Wow. What's the zone before the match? Music or silence?
depends on the mood, but I would prefer music.
What kind of music?
Anything that's upbeat and helps you to.
What's like go-to song these days for you?
One is, might be a bit weird, but one is the Shiv Stotram.
Okay.
And also there's this song from Dhurandhar. That's the latest movie that I watched. It's called Naal Nachna.
Naal Nachna, yes. Oh wow, nice. Cheat meal. What's the cheat meal for you?
I'm a foodie person and you're asking me to choose one. Chaat?
Chaat. Is it the cheat meal?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the food craving after the match?
Hot chocolate?
Training in India or outside?
In India.
Okay, I have a knock joke for you. So knock.
Who's there?
Fault.
Fault who?
Fault. Serve again.
Second serve.
Second serve.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
Knock jokes are like that only.
Yeah. I said it's been a while.
Okay. One thing you don't like about Gen Z?
They don't care.
About?
Anything.
Anything. Not bad. Good rapid fire with you. Thank you so much. Now, Sahaja, singles or doubles?
Singles.
A food item you don't like at all. Food you don't like.
I don't think I have any.
You eat everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except, of course, some meats I don't eat, but it's not like that I like, it's just I don't prefer to eat.
Okay. A cheat meal for you.
Biryani,
Mutton, chicken.
Hyderabadi. Mutton first, then chicken.
Okay, thing you have done before will not do again.
Eat a lot of sweets at once. I will not do that again.
Gaining 15 kgs. Yeah.
I can imagine running with extra 15 kilos, how hard it was. I don't want to put myself in that shoes again.
What's the mood before match? Do you want music or do you want to be silent?
Silent.
Nothing at all. Nothing playing in your headphone.
No.
What's the music you're tripping on these days?
The two songs that when I have like good mood I listen to is London to Makkada and Long Da Lashkara. Those are two I'm always like vibing to. But lately like I'm listening to a lot of God songs.
Okay.
It's just mantras. It's for peace.
The Shiva Strotam is so amazing. It is so powerful. You just want to blare it in your ear and get in the zone. Doubles with Indian player or a foreign player?
Indian, of course. At least you can speak in a different language, you know? Not English.
Not English.
Yeah. And imagine if the foreigners on the other side, you can have so much fun.
A workout regime you hate the most?
Just running and with no purpose. I hate that. It's like
Going for a run.
yeah,
Going
going
for
for
a
a run. I hate it.
Okay.
You can throw balls, then I'll run non-stop. But if there's no target, no purpose, and I hate running just blindly.
You know, for me, it's burpees. That's the only thing which I hate. Who are your tennis idols?
Novak, Roger, and Rafa.
There's one more.
Ankita and Sanya also. I used to look at them. No, but
Zabardasti Bulwar.
no, growing up, seriously, like I used to look up a lot because they were the only ones we could see, right? Novak and they were like somewhere else. But they're like, as Indians, they were performing at such higher stage. Even Karman also, like I used to look up to them a lot. So I watched them in Fed Cup in Hyderabad in 2014.
Oh, that picture.
That picture.
There's a
story
picture.
about it.
You want to tell it?
Do you want me to tell you now?
Tell, please.
So 2014 Fed Cup, all them were in the team. Ankita, Pratna, Sanya, Nidhi Chilumala, and I don't know who else was there. But I was doing ball kid as a ball kid. First time ever I saw them in person, right? And I was in the center court behind Pratna, just as a ball girl. And the camera photographer took that picture. And the next day in the newspaper, that cutting was there. And later, like,
Okay.
My
In this
first-
Fed Cup, no? In Bangalore.
no, my first Fed Cup, Uzbekistan, I remember like, wow, like now I'm playing this. But 2014,
yeah.
I was a ball girl behind Pratna and it was such a
Wow.
inspiring moment.
Full circle.
Yeah, I know. I never thought I would be in the team, you know. I was looking at all of them, oh my god, they're so pretty, they're playing so well. Ankita, I remember she had this like big long earrings with curly hair. I'm like, oh my god, she's so like stylish. That's what I was thinking when I was 14.
Wow. So, what did you learn from her?
Her grit is amazing. Even now, like the way she doesn't give up, like she has that fire in her to keep going, and even in matches, like you never see her going down, even how the conditions were, like losing, doesn't matter, like she's always fighting, and I love that spirit.
Nice. What is your post-match food craving?
When I win, I don't have cravings. When I lose, because I'm like, depressed about it, and then that's when I want to eat biryani.
Okay.
Then I'm back to normal after.
You're a pakka Hyderabadi, na? For everything you need biryani, give her biryani, she'll be happy.
There were times I would eat like one full pot of biryani in Paradise, and I would go to fitness after that. And then I would like eat so heavy, but I still finish it, but there were times, yeah. You can't resist the biryani.
Yeah, a good day.
A good biryani, yeah.
This done biryani which is here, which I cannot have.
Is that
It's
biryani?
so spicy. Training in India or outside India?
Outside India. It's more private.
Okay.
Like, I don't want everyone to see what I'm doing
Okay.
in practice.
One thing you like about millennials?
More responsible, and I think they're more family oriented. They want to do this for their parents, all these qualities I love.
And one thing you dislike about millennials?
Caring too much. I think they worry about a lot, like it's not
Worrying.
Yeah, worry about a lot, and I don't like that. I think that can go on to hurt you on court, especially.
See, this is what happens. When Gen Z will grow up, it will become millennial. They'll be worrying so much about things after that. Do you agree with me or not?
Will they though?
I think that happens to everyone, right?
Yeah.
Adulting, जो भी when you get to that phase of life when your from being not responsible or all of that, and then being the one who's taking care of the family. And
How do you see social media presence? Is it required? What do you say about your social media presence?
I think it is required because that is where you can showcase yourself to the younger generation. Like they can follow you there, they can see, because not every day they can see you in person, but that's the stage where they have the access to us, right? But to be honest, I am the opposite. Like I don't want to be in social media, but it's like you're required to have sponsors, to market yourself. Like that is the stage.
Right.
But there is a limit to it, you know. But these days everyone's like too involved. They want to, everything they're doing is for social media, which is what I don't like. Like first thing you're eating, you want to take a picture and put it in the I don't like that part. And there's so many like hate comments coming in social media when you're playing. You know, when you lose, you get all these bad comments.
fucking bitch.
Yeah, that's very bad.
Yeah. I mean, you should probably go and check our posts.
Comments.
Say congratulations, हाँ, और दिवाली का post है something happy Diwali, and नीचे एक there will be one abuse या गाली, because they go to your old post and they just put abuses.
There's both good and bad to it.
What do you think about the social media presence?
I
and
think
working
it's
on
very personal. Like she said, you know, there's good and bad about it. The good thing, and especially these days, because there's so much of everything is online. So, you know, to reach, I don't know, fans, and to show the sponsor commitments and things like that, it's helping, and you know, to reach out to people or to sponsors, and also to inspire people or to motivate people. But also I think, you know, there's not everyone likes to put everything out there, and then also so many young kids and the youth, you know, having the early access to it. Don't like the fact that no matter how many achievements you have in actuality, to get endorsements and sponsors, they see your followers on the social media account. So yeah, things like that.
And what about media presence? How much media is promoting women tennis?
Media presence is important.
But are they
and
promoting enough?
They are promoting now. It can obviously
More, yeah.
get more and more, be more. Yeah, because if you're playing in some other country and, you know, you're doing well, reaching, I don't know, semi-finals or quarter-finals of a big event, and people in your country don't even know. So how are the young people gonna get inspired or motivated? Now, of course, because you have social media.
What is your message to your fans, to the authorities, to everyone looking at you?
Be kind and be supportive. You know, that's for the obviously administration and everyone that's helping us. And for the youth, it's just please be creative and have big dreams and follow those dreams regardless of what you hear. Listen to your inner voice.
For the authorities, I say thank you for all the things that you do for us, and keep going more, because there's still so much more to be done in this country. So yeah, and for the kids, like Ankita said, like, keep working hard, keep believing in yourselves, and don't let anyone else stop you from your dreams, and you can achieve if you have that desire.
Wow. Do you have any superstitions when you play? Before match, or what is it?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Hey, tell na, it's okay. वो तो रफाल नडाल का भी है, he wants everything, like अगर bottle टेढ़ी हो जाए तो खेल नहीं पाता.
Something similar. खेल नहीं पाता नहीं, but वो उधर ही होना चाहिए. And just trying to follow routine. I think more than superstition, I think it's just to get you into that zone.
Wear your left shoe first or something like that. Is kuch hai? Put your right foot first in the court.
I think one common thing that most of us do is try to avoid stepping on lines. I think I've seen that very commonly.
Okay.
Been there, done that. Yeah.
What about you? Any superstitions? Anything? Any ritual?
A lot, but what I can say is for the clothes,
Sorry.
I try not to wear. If I'm losing like continuously in that outfit, I don't wear that outfit again.
This has happened with me also. So I got a new suit made. I wore the suit, and I don't know. I didn't get good response. I was hosting an event. I didn't get good response. I said okay. I wore it again. Again, I didn't get good response from the event team. And I kept it on the side. I was like, I'm not wearing this suit during my events.
I think many people have that clothes thing.
But don't get too much into your head. Get only two names in your head. That is Sahaja and Ankita. These are the icons of India. And we are sitting at KSLTA, the Tuhin Show, Icons of Bengaluru, in association with KSLTA, which is an icon of Bengaluru. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for talking to us. Thank you. Love all.